Hi guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to write your essay in MLA format as well as APA, but first we're going to start out with MLA. So first you want to have a 8.5, 11-inch size paper. Make sure it is white. Mine, it shows up black, but when I turn it in, it's white. My settings are kind of everywhere on here right now. And it's better to do it on a desktop, laptop. I don't have one right here with me, so I'm just gonna be using my iPad. I'm also gonna be using Word because that's what I prefer. So for the font, you're always gonna use a readable font, Times New Roman. That's what we're gonna use, and size 12 as well. So let me just, if you don't know what to do, just going to, it's already right here because I've used it. But Times New Roman, you're gonna click Times New Roman, and it's already on size 12. Can you see it? Size 12. That's where we're gonna start. Now we're going to double space everything, and just the way you do that, you're gonna click, hold on. Okay. So you're gonna click these three little buttons right there. Not that one, but click the three little buttons right here. And you're gonna see line spacing. So click line spacing and you're gonna do 2. Sorry. You're gonna click 2. That's gonna be double. So click that. Boom. Got that down. Now you're also gonna make sure all the margins have 1 inch on all sides of the paper. So I'm gonna first, so now that we have everything set up, I'm going to start heading our paper. You first put your first and last name, just like that. And then after, you are going to put your instructor's name, like professor and their last name, or if they're a doctor, put doctor in their last name. So I'm just gonna put my professor's last name, and I'm gonna show you guys. And then you're just gonna press enter. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all once I finish setting up everything. Then you're gonna put the course name. So it's gonna be capital E, English 101, because that's what we're doing. And then you're gonna put the date. So for the date, this is very important because I know we like to abbreviate things. We're gonna start by putting the day. So let's just put the 26th April. We're going to spell out that whole month. So the whole month, April. And then you're going to put the year, 2025. Make sure to not put any commas when you're doing the date. The day, month, and year. That's the format we're going with. After finishing the heading part, you're going to move on to titling the essay. Always make sure to center your title. Make sure to not underline it or put it in bold or any italicize it. Make sure to just capitalize the important words as well. So let's do that. And to center, click align. And for what I just did, that's how it's gonna look. I just messed up. Hold on. Yeah. So that's how it's gonna look. You're gonna put your name, your professor's name, your course, and the date, and then we're gonna start with our title. You're just gonna click here, click the down arrow, and you're gonna put the center one, and then your cursor is gonna be in the center. For a title, I'm just gonna put my academic journey, and that's how it's gonna look. It's centered. I capitalized the important things, and my title is 3 words. Not a very long title. Keep it to a minimum. Yeah. After that, make sure to press enter. It's still going to be center. When you press enter, you're going to click left align text, and then we're going to indent our first paragraph. Also, make sure it's 0.5 inch of indentation for the paragraph. So I'm going to show you. So click here. That's left, and then we're going to indent. Hold on. I'm going to click those 3 little dots, and we're going to special indent, first line, and boom. Right there, we have an indentation. So I'm going to put my first paragraph starting. How it should look. Yeah, so make sure each paragraph has an indent, 1 tab space. Since I don't, have my laptop, mine is going to be different, but I'm letting you guys know now. Now we can, after we do that, we're going to start our header. So to add a header, you're just going to double click on the header space. So hold on. There we go. Double click. I'm going to put it right here though. And for the header, you're just going to put, you can also click on the header, click at the top page, then click plain number 3, and it shows up on every page, and it changes accordingly as you keep writing. So we're going to put the number 1 since it's page 1, but in front of it, we're going to put our last name. So put Smith, and make sure it is also in Times Roman. Times Roman size. So we're going to make sure all our font is in Times Roman. Yeah, so make sure you put your last name in front of the number. And to highlight it, to put it in the same font, just click on Times Roman size 12. And after that, you're going to double click back on the main page to get back where we were. So, boom. So now we're back. And now we're back right here. And you see that? It's just right there. Page should be looking so far. So now the next thing is to add our works cited page. First, I'm going to insert a page break to make sure that our works cited stays on its own page. After, we are going to center the title for the works cited page. So let's do that. To add a break. So we're going to click on insert. You see insert right here? Click insert, and then you're going to see page break. Click page break. And here we go. Boom. Page break right here. I'm going to click on that. So we just inserted a page break, so the works title page won't make sure it stays on its own page. Then we're going to center. So go back to the home page, home tab, click right here, down arrow, click center, boom. And then press enter. And then we're going to click left align. Now we're going to center it. There we go. And we're going to put works cited. Make sure we capitalize both of those. That's how it's going to look. Works cited. Then we're going to click enter. It's still going to be centered. So to get that centered off, we're going to click that down arrow again and put it left, just like that. And then we can just put first entry. First entry starts here. I'm going to show you guys. So that's how it should look. Boom. Okay. So first we will add the hanging indentation. So we're going to click on paragraph. I'm going to show you. Before and after is on 0. Just like that. Okay. The line spacing is going to... Okay, y'all, I'm back. Different setting. It's pretty... So this is how this is from a website. So this is how your entry is going to look. You see the hanging right there? All I did was click on paragraph, special, and then click on hanging, then press OK. And then you can start typing or copy and paste your website right there. Okay. And make sure the entries are in alphabetical order by the author's last name, and make sure the before and after spacing is 0, like I said. So let me add one more entry and then we can do an alphabetical order. So let me just copy and paste another one. Give me 1 second. Paste the second one. So now we're going to... So now we're going to put in alphabetical orders. So to put it, I have a little thing right here. So you see right now it's not in alphabetical order. So you're going to put the entries in alphabetical order by copying. We're going to copy the bottom one, because the bottom one is supposed to go on the top one. So we're just going to laptop. I'm just going to click paste. After you put your cursor in front of it, and then click enter to move it down, then click above the first entry Then you press Control plus V to paste it, the second entry, and then to get rid of the double space entry, click the backspace, and you're gonna remove the hyperlinks as well. Hyperlinks, and that's how it's gonna look. And that's how you put the entries in alphabetical order. So now we're gonna move on onto how to cite sources within the text, and we're just going to do in text citations. Remove the hyperlinks, and that's how it's going to look. And that's how you put the entries in alphabetical order. So now we're going to move on onto how to cite sources within the text, and we're just going to do in text citations. So I'm going to show you guys that. So for, like I was saying, usually for the MLA, in text citation, it usually includes a parentheses, the author's name, and a title page. So I've run an example. If it's one author, it's going to be one author's name and right there. So in the period, it's going to be after the parentheses. Just like that. So that's how you're going to do that one. That's how you do in text citations in the parentheses. Way. So back to the works cited page. So the correct format for different type of sources, like websites. I showed you the websites. Now I'm going to show you how to format book. You're first going to put the last name of the author, the first name. So last name, comma, first name, period. The title of the book, city of publication, comma, publisher, comma, and the published date. And that's just the basic book format. So this is how that's going to look, you guys. So I'm just gonna put this down, and I'm just copying and pasting and then putting it. So that's how the book format is gonna be. It's that bottom one. So you see the last name, first name, and the rest of it. That's how that's gonna look. It's that last one. That's the how to format it with the basic book format. And for the book with one author, it's basically the same thing. Last name, first name, title of book, city of publication, and the year. But with more than one author, it's going to be last name, first name, and comma, and then that another author, and then the rest of the format is going to be the same. You're just going to be adding their name to the entry. So that's for the book. Articles and websites are kind of the same format as I showed you already. So yeah. So the next thing to it is block quote formatting. I didn't even know what this was. I feel like I just came across this. I'll put a picture of it after this clip so y'all can see it, or I might just do it at the end of the video or something. I'm gonna put it in somewhere so y'all can see it, because I don't. Here's an example of block format quoting. That's basically it. So you have everything else, but it's just indented, 0.5 indentation in your own text, basically. Now we're gonna do how to cite. Oh wait, I did how to cite multiple authors. I did that. If it's more than one author, did that one. So how to format titles of works within the title, within the text. I meant. So with larger content, like for articles, essays, all that kinds of stuff, you use quotation marks. So example, the hate you give in quotation marks is going to be a long section. So you're going to quotate whatever you want to quotate, put in parentheses, and then it is usually published as a book. So it's going to be, I'm going to give you an example. That's how it's going to look for that one. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to move on to APA style. For APA, it's definitely going to be the same size paper, 8.5 to 11-inch white paper, same font style. But for APA, they don't have a specific font. Just make sure it's legible. So, but for this one, we are going to use Times New Roman size 12 again, and the same margins, 1 inch on all sides, the same line spacing, double spaced, the same indentation, 0.5 inch for the first line of each paragraph. So for the title page, for the title page of an APA style, we're going to start with the title page, sorry. But to check the margins, if you did want to check the margins to make sure it's 1 inch on all sides, you're just going to go to layout, margins. I'm going to have it pulled up on the screen somewhere to show you. Right now, I'm just going to explain it to you. Layout, margins. Then you're going to make sure the normal tab is checked, which ensures the 1 inch margins all around, top, bottom, left, and right hand side. So we're going to set the font to Times New Roman size 12, the format of your paper in double spacing, all of it to make to clarify that. After you finish doing that, you're going to go back into the line spacing tab and select more options. From there, you're going to check the box that says do not add space between paragraphs of the same style. If you don't check that box, Microsoft, and I also think Google Docs as well, has a default settings that will automatically add additional spacing when you press enter to begin a new paragraph, and you don't want extra spacing while you're trying to write your do your assignment. So next, we're going to create the title page. You can start by pressing the enter button 4 times, okay? Then you're going to center your text and type out your title in bold fonts. I'm going to actually show you. So this is one of my old papers. Your title is going to be in font. So after you do that 4 times, enter, you're going to type up you're going to type your title in bold font. All words should be capitalized except for the smaller words. So the first letter is capitalized in all the words. And make sure to not abbreviate any words in your title. And if your title is long or has a subtitle, you can continue your title underneath the second line like I did. I didn't have enough space up there, so it continued on the second line. Then you should not exceed more than 50 characters on your title at all. It should be, very simple looking. After you type your title, you press enter twice to leave a gap between your next title. After you click enter, you click enter twice, you're going to unbold your text and start typing your first and last name. Then you're going to press enter, type your division, and put a comma, and then type your university. Then you can press enter once again and type your course information. So there'll be your course code that the university has it listed in their system. The course number and course name is going to be separated by a colon. Then you're going to press enter. Then type your professor's name. My professor, she just wanted us to put a Dr. Z for her, so we just did that. Whatever your professor prefers, you should have that listed. So type your professor's name, then press enter once again, and type your due date on your assignment, just like that. So now we can add our title page number, just like we did on our MLA. You're going to double click in the header space, then click on the page number drop down menu to select the page number, and make sure the alignment is on the right hand side, you guys. Okay, make sure it's on the right hand side, then click OK, then double click anywhere outside the header once you put that page number. You don't have to put a name before the number on APA, just the number 1 is fine. So after you do that, you're going to keep clicking enter until you make it to the next full blank page. And for that next page, you're going to repeat your title on the first line of your main body page. So you can just copy and paste this title, because you're going to copy and paste this title, and you're going to paste it on the second page, your next page. You can just copy and paste it. Once your title is pasted on the first line, you will align your text flush left to start the first paragraph, and make sure each paragraph in your body is indented. You end in by hitting the tab key. Your entire document should be double spaced at all times. Everything, even the reference page, should be double spaced. The next thing you're going to do is add a page break to make sure, we're going to move on to our abstract. So you're going to add a page break to make sure to put an abstract in the bold center. You know, I told you, you guys, the page break is to make sure everything stays on that one page. And for your abstract, make sure you type the word abstract. You're going to center it and put it in bold. And then you're going to click down, and you're going to put the indent on the, you're not going to indent at all on abstract. You're going to just put it on the left margin. So it's going to look kind of funny with no indent, but that's how it is. Your abstract summary should be up to 150 and 200 character. 150 to 250 words. Make sure the keywords at the end of your summary for your abstract is indented. That's probably the only thing that's going to be indented on the abstract page. The keywords is going to be indented in italics. The keywords are important because that's how things are searched for when you're doing research. That's how someone finds you. Now we're going to move on to the main body that includes intro, method, results, and we're going to talk about proper use of the headings and subheadings. So for the level 1 heading, for the main section after the intro, you're going to use a level 1 heading for the next main section of the paper. Level 2 heading, all the topics of importance should have the same Level of heading. Level of heading. I got the rest right here. I couldn't really. Yes. Like they have an example. For example, in a certain kind of paper, the heading for the method and the results section for an experiment, one should be the same level as the heading for the method and results sections for experiment 2, with parallel wording in a single experiment paper. The method, results, and discussion 1 and 2 sections should all have the same level heading. For level heading 3, use level heading 3 for subsections of level 2 headings. Do not use abbreviations in headings unless they are already defined in the text. So for the level 4 heading, use a level 4 heading for subsections of level 3 and use only the number of headings necessary to differentiate in distinct sections in your paper. For level 5 headings, it's going to be subsections for level 4 headings. But we usually, for student writers, we usually don't go past level 2 sometimes. So I'm not going to really talk about that one. Yeah. Also, I had to mention, a level 1 heading is not needed for the intro because the title page signifies, I can't say the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. The intro, if you need to use a heading or on your paper, it would be a level 2 underneath the title of your paper. All headings should be double spaced. Once again, all headings should be double spaced, you guys. Now we're going to move on to the reference page. So for the reference page, you're going to type references in bold, font centered. Then you're going to click enter and align your text flush left. Your references should be listed in alphabetical order and a hanging indent format for each entry. Correct the format, website. What am I talking about? Yeah. But it should be in alphabetical order by the author's last name. Yeah. And to do the references list, you're gonna do the basic form is the author's name, the year of the article, the title of the article, then title of the periodical, volume number, the issue number, pages, and then you're gonna have the website. That's how that's gonna do, and that's for just the basic form. And if you want to do a like electronic, it's going to be the same thing a little bit. It's just gonna have more of a heading page added to it. So it's gonna be author, the year, title of the article, title of the periodic, and it's gonna be like a specific page if you're only doing that specific page of that article. And also, if you're gonna be paraphrasing from someone else's words, you're gonna put that author's last name in parentheses, comma, and the year. But if you're gonna quote it, you're gonna put the author's last name in parentheses, comma, year, comma, the paragraph, so you're gonna PARIA dot the page number, parentheses. That's what I'm gonna do. And to formatting, for formatting books, it's just gonna be the author, the year of publication, the title, capital letter also for the subtitle if they have one. They're gonna have one, sorry, the subtitle, the publisher's name, and the DOI if it's available. So it's gonna look something like that. That's an example. Yeah, hold on, give me a moment. And you guys, that's how you that's the difference when you're doing a book. To cite multiple authors or a website. First, we're gonna do a website. Just gonna do the last name, comma, your first name, the year, comma. That's gonna be, I'm gonna put it in parentheses, the year, comma, month, date, parentheses, dot, title of the page, dot, the site name, and dot, the URL. So it's gonna look like something like this for if we're gonna be doing our website. I'm sorry, but can y'all see it? It's gonna look like something. I'm gonna put a better like example of it at the end of the after this. And to cite more than one author or multiple authors. Well, citing one, I already told you guys, it's gonna be last. It's gonna look like that. And two authors, it's gonna look something like this. Just gonna an and sign, literally. That's how it's gonna look for two authors. And for three or more authors, it's gonna look like this. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I didn't miss anything. Like, that's the difference. And this is one of my old papers, like I was saying. My previous professor, they wanted us to do something different. And this is what you don't do when you're citing, because I did that all wrong. You're not supposed to do that. And also, a bad example of what you're not supposed to do, I didn't double space none of my references. And you're not supposed to capitalize every first word when you're doing references. You only do the first letter and everything else is lowercase. So, and always double space. And also, make sure reference is centered, because they will dock your points off your assignment for that. So, that's it, you guys. I hope you liked how I said everything. I know I was a little bit of everywhere. I have a lot of notes, so I won't forget anything. That's why I was just kind of reading off my paper, because the memory is not there, okay? But yeah, thank you.